Wow. My second cash tip of the day. Um, got one for $4, one for $3. Now you probably think that's not a lot of money, but Uber drivers on average, compared to food delivery, we don't get a lot of tips, especially cash. So it's really rare that you get cash tips back to back. Really rare. And it got me thinking that if passengers tipped on average $2 to $3, just $2 to $3, and you got to think, even a part-time driver does like what, 20 to 30 rides a day. Each driver would take home like $30 to $50 additional at the end of each day. It's crazy. We would actually, if I would be even impressed if every passenger paid $1, just $1. Even in the app, if they just tip $1 in the app, and Uber and Lyft plays with your money, we all know this. They hold your tips. Sometimes you don't even see your tip that you got that day till the next day. Even if they did that, I would say on average we'd be seeing an extra, at least bare minimum, $20 a day. You know, let's do even this. Every other passenger tip just $3. You're still at the end of the day almost like $30 additional on top of what you made for the day. Unfortunately, it's not that often, especially cash. It's really rare. And I'm seeing why people are starting to do the Cash App and the Venmo, and because most people don't carry cash. And it got me thinking, why is Uber going out of their way to start taking cash? Like, it's mind-boggling. Because Uber is so money hungry that even though that's probably going to be like 1% to 2% additional, that equates to probably millions of dollars over the course of a year. Even such a small percentage, even if like just a 1% increase on drivers that do take cash and passengers that pay, they're so money hungry that they're not even concerned about the safety precautions that should take place, because if drivers carry more cash, they're more likely to get robbed. This is why I think delivery drivers that take cash are more likely to be robbed. Because if you're dealing with cash, it increases the driver's chance of getting robbed. So I don't think they're thinking about the safety of the drivers. They're thinking about how can we increase profits, even if it's only 1% increase. Because it works in other countries. I guess in countries, I would say like India or whatever country, just giving an example. Oh, they said Mexico. Mexico, more people carry cash, so I guess that's why they're doing it. But Uber's greed outweighs driver safety by a long shot. They're not concerned about safety for drivers. They're concerned about how can we increase profits. And some people say drivers complain too much. We're in a capitalist society. Businesses are going to do whatever it takes to make more money. And I agree. I just think businesses, they're out to do whatever they can to increase profits. because they have shareholders. Because I remember when Uber and Lyft, before they went public, even though they still got drivers here and there, drivers weren't 100% getting paid fairly, but it was better. The minute they went public, the greed just set in. Especially with Lyft, because I think Lyft wasn't as greedy as Uber in a lot of ways before they went public. But the minute they went public, Lyft was like, oh, Uber's out here getting all this extra money. We need to figure out how we can get it. And that's when the greed kicks in. And unfortunately, it's going to keep happening. The greed's just going to keep. Because every year they got to figure a way. How do we increase profits? How do we increase profits? And they can only go so high on the passenger side. I would say right now, they're pretty much as high as they can get as far as charging the passengers. So they have to take money from the drivers. But drivers, be aware. Start your plan B, because we only got 5 more years. My calculations, we only got 5 more years of actual Uber driving, and you're going to have to pivot. I would say before then, start pivoting, start your plan B, start your own business, start your own online hustle, affiliate marketing, YouTube, driving delivery. I was even considering it. I was even considering, should I do delivery? Because at least you could say delivery is going to be around a little longer. Because I don't think we're quite there where people are going to be comfortable with robots coming to your door without getting robbed and delivering your food or your packages. So I think delivery's got a little bit longer shelf life than rideshare. You can go private. I think private drivers will be around beyond the 5 years, because not everybody's going to trust robots. But actually doing it for the apps, I think we're done in 5 years. I really do. I don't think we're going to be able to go beyond the 5 years as far as delivering. As far as tips are concerned, I am aware that you're going to get more tips on the delivery side, but it's also more work. I'm seeing where drivers are complaining they got to go up to these apartment buildings, lugging big cases of water, especially with the Walmart Spark. You got to deliver these big cases of water up these flights of steps, and you go in these condos, and you got to actually find the apartment. Where Uber driving, I pull up to the complex. If I can't find you, I can't find you. If you don't come out and try to find me, I'm going to, as long as I'm near your door, I'm going to be compensated something. I'm out of there. But delivery's different. You got to do more work. Hence the reason why I think they get tips more often. But some people have you lugging up big things of water and won't tip you at all. So delivery drivers getting screwed too. Food delivery drivers, they're getting screwed out of tips too. They are getting tips more often, but they're still getting screwed. So something to think about. And then, of course, I'm probably going to get in the comments, stop doing all of it. Stop driving for Uber. Stop driving for Lyft. Stop doing food delivery for DoorDash. But you guys got to think about something. This is a great side hustle, even though we're getting scammed. For people that are elderly, they're aged out of the job market. For whatever reason, they can't go back. They're retired. It's great for these single moms. They have these sickly kids, and they got to be near the house, Or you got pets you got to check in on, or elderly parents that you got to constantly get back to the house at times, or people to get laid off. A lot of people with this new administration, regardless of who you voted for, people are going to get laid off more than the last administration. I'm sorry, I said it. And even though the market's going to be oversaturated, it's going to be saturated like hell, but where do people go? They go to the apps. But I will say, in defense of the food delivery side, these catering apps that are coming out, there's a lot more catering companies that pay better than Uber and Lyft. So it's got me thinking that even though it's more work, it might pay more in the long run. I'm talking about just the catering apps. I'm not talking about Uber Eats and DoorDash. Those are the two scammers. I'm talking about these new catering apps that are coming out. There's more and more catering apps coming out that I've seen in the past year that at times pay a little bit better than Uber and Lyft. Something to also think about. So as far as tips, private drivers get more tips than the app drivers as well. So on top of getting paid more, private drivers get more and higher tips. Also something to think about, becoming a private driver. The point of this video really is start thinking about your plan B, because rideshare ain't forever. It's not. Our time is limited and it's almost over. Like I said, I think we have maybe a good 5 more years. So 2030, and I think it's over. If you want to see more, hear more about my journey, there will be complaining. I get it. And there will be hate, because people just like to hate. But subscribe, like, comment, and I'm going to see you guys in the next one. Thank you.